Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today we will present our findings in our site visit at the leading platform Sendirian Berhad, which is located at Subang Jaya, Selangor. And in our presentation, this is our content. First is the distribution of work, the introduction, the findings, the discussion, and continuous quality improvement. So for the distribution of work among members, Hamzah bin Amran, which is me, I am the leader and I organize the site visit, and which involve calling the factory owner. And next is Muhammad Arif Zakwan bin Rohisham, which is our cameraman. And next is Irfan Zikri bin Muhammad Fairhal, which is the driver and cameraman. He drives us from UiTM to the factory. Next is Sarah Izzati binti Muhammad Shuhaibul, securing our permission to conduct the site visit. She deals with the permission letter. And Ahmad Shahiran Aizat bin Tajul Nur Arifin, which is the video editor, which edit this video that you're watching right now. So the introduction of the company. This is where the company is located, which is the full address. And the company actually manufactures car components. And it is a second tier vendor, which means they work for the first vendor and the first vendor work for the actual company itself. And they work for, the first vendor work for Proton. And Proton is a member of DRB Highcom Berhad. And in this factory, they produce two car components, which are brake tubing and pipe oil pickup. And in our site visit, we only focus on the brake tubing parts only. The history of the company. Leading platform Sendirian Berhad was found on 22 of September 2004 in Selangor, and the company was sold to PTIS Engineering Sendirian Berhad in 2012.
As we already know, the product that has been made is brake line tube. I will explain the detail about the manufacturing process of the brake line tube. The first process is a metal cutting. The raw material is being cut to 576 mm. In fact, the raw material had been imported from Korea. The next process is deburring and air blowing. Deburring is the process of removing the small imperfection known as burrs from machine metal products. Deburring is a material modification process that removes sharp edges or burrs from a material and leave the material with smooth edges. Deburring is commonly performed after the machining operation, which is typically leave sharp edges on the material. Deburring can be performed using a wide variety of methods. The method that is used in this factory is wide head deburring. The product then has been cleaned by air blowing to remove excess material from the deburring process. The next step is forming. This kind of process is a most crucial part in manufacturing the brake line tube. There are many types of flare that can be made by this forming process. This forming process is used to produce double flare. Flaring brake lines ensure a leak-proof connection without extra materials or sealant. If the brake lines are not properly flared, fluid will loose and that will cause brakes tend to fail. This is necessary to prevent cutting off the flare and failure of the tube assembly under operating pressure. The next process is an anti-rust application. It protects products against corrosion, lubricates and protects metallic surface to extend its service life. The other part in manufacturing this product is a sumi-tube. A long sumi-tube is being cut to dimension that has been set by the manufacturer. Then the previous part is inserted inside the sumi-tube. This sumi-tube is then being heated and it shrink to make sure it remains at its specific place on the product. The next step in manufacturing this product is a manual bending. This manual bending is very special because the jig that was used for this manual bending is made by themselves. The final step is manufacturing this product is installing the clip. The clip is being installed at a specific place along the product that has been set by their customer. When the driver presses the brake pedal, hydraulic pressure is generated in the master brake cylinder so that a braking force can be produced from this. The hydraulic pressure must be transmitted to the wheel brake with the assistance of the brake fluid. In motor vehicles, this happens via the brake lines. Brake lines are categorized as brake pipes or brake hoses on the basis of their design. Brake pipes are rigid and they are made from steel. They are installed in engine compartment underneath the car body or in the wheel arches, anywhere where the movement of brake lines are not to be expected. Depending on the application, brake pipes vary in shape, length, diameter, and connection fittings. A plastic or zinc coating provides protection against corrosion. Brake lines perform an important task in modern brake systems. To safeguard the overall function of the brake system, they must transmit the pressure generated by the driver or the brake regulating system to the wheel brakes without delay and with no loss. If the brake lines are porous or damaged, moisture can get into the brake system from outside. This can lead to vapor logs forming in the brake fluid and impair the braking effect. Or, in the worst case scenario, cause the brake to fail completely. Therefore, brake pipes and brake hoses must undergo regular inspection. This manufacturer produces a brake line tube to a local automotive company which is Proton. For the quality assurance part, first let's explain about what is quality assurance or QA. QA is any systematic process of determining whether a product or service meets specified requirements. QA establish and maintain set requirements for developing or manufacturing reliable products. A quality assurance system is meant to increase customer confidence and a company credibility, while also improving work process and efficiency, and it enables companies to better compete with others. There were 3 quality assurance that have been applied in this manufacturing company. First, the operator must be well trained before using the machine. Next, the change needs to be made before the tool start to wear. The tooling that has been used in forming machine has a life cycle. The manufacturers had set the parameters to change the tool to 100,000 of usage. They use calipers to measure the parts at a tolerance of 6.6 to 7.1 millimeter, the first and last on each bundle. If the first follow the tolerance, but the last does not, all the parts will be quarantined to do 100% checking. Lastly, the daily checking on all equipment before the manufacturing process begins. The manual bending is checked monthly in order to monitor its precision in bending that follow their customer needs.
Assalamualaikum. This is the product produced by the company from the industrial visit. This is the brake pipe tubing for Proton model car such as Proton Preve or Proton Suprema S. Brake pipe tubing is used in the braking system of vehicles. It is typically made of a durable, high pressure resistant material such as steel or stainless steel and is designed to withstand the high temperatures and pressures generated by the braking system. Brake light tubing is used to transfer brake fluid from the brake master cylinder to the brake cylinders or wheel cylinder on a vehicle. It connects the brake master cylinder, which is located under the hood of the vehicle, to the brake calipers or wheel cylinders located at the wheels. The brake light tubing is typically a flexible hose that is bent and rotated to fit the specific design of the vehicle. Next, I will explain about the problem faced or the product defects when undergo manufacturing processes. Firstly, the nut is fitted in the wrong direction that will make the product impossible to assemble. Next, scratch on the coating that will lead to rust that will make the product to fail when constant pressure is applied to it. Lastly, rough cut that will make rough end forming that will lead to brake fluid to spill, leading to pressure drop when braking that may cause an accident. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. I'm gonna talk about the discussion. This company have been manually bending the tubing brakes for about 10 years. The workers have been using their hands and guided tool to make sure the angle of the product is perfect and meet the requirements. The workers can produce about 600 of the bending products. So, in my opinion, the company should use a CNC bending machining for the bending process of the tubing brake. CNC bending is a computer numerical control machining process which can produce a product such as ring, bracelet, and necklace a lot easy compared by using hand. By using CNC machining, the company can produce about 1,000 and more products compared when manually bending, because the human need a rest. Meanwhile, a machine can do the process without rest and continuously, and a lot more precise compared to human, which can cause human error.
Assalamualaikum and a very good day. My name is Sarizati and I will talk about CQI. First of all, what is CQI? According to Kimberly Winston, CQI, which stands for Continuous Quality Improvement, is the process of developing and improving the quality of a business's operations, services, and outputs. To be put simply, CQI helps teams get better at getting better. What does it mean by getting better? Of course, every team has its ups and downs, but with the help of CQI, we managed to overcome our downs and finish our task smoothly and flawlessly. For example, some of our downs that we face as we go through our tasks are lack of communication between team members, last-minute preparations, and inconsistent effort. So how do we overcome these problems is by applying CQI. We find ways to make things work, such as contacting members more frequently, prepares upcoming tasks, aka this video presentation, the needed time, and give consistent and full effort in doing this project. What are the benefits of CQI and why should we apply them? First of all, CQI helps reduction in errors. To prove this, our team focused more on identifying potential sources of errors and fix them so that we can avoid problems that might otherwise crop up over time. Second, CQI increases productivity. CQI can result in hiccups in productivity in the short term as businesses implement better processes, but it can lead to increased productivity in the long term. Lastly, CQI results in higher quality products or outcomes. If a company sells services, the job estimates will become more accurate and jobs will be completed more efficiently and performed with a higher degree of customer satisfaction. That is all. Thank you.
This is our reference at business report, which involve the history of the company. And this is our evidence. We only discuss this in WhatsApp for much more easier to document things. Because sometimes when you just talk, the message does not hold in their mind. That's it actually, and thank you.